Does that kind of show their cards at all or no?
Well, you know what's showing cards.
What's that?
It's when a guy with a Southern accent who coaches the LSU Tigers says he knows exactly where a guy's going. Here's from yesterday's pro day about Jayden Daniels and Washington Commanders.
He is going to be so committed to taking care of himself
Todd.
that you're going to have to worry about size or he doesn't weigh enough. Lamar's done a pretty good job with his size. I think Mahomes, I wouldn't consider him a giant because he's going to get the ball out to the playmakers and make plays for Washington.
Whoa!
Whoa!
What's that mean?
What did that red face just say right there? Could you imagine being as Irish as he is in down there in the bayou?
It's a nightmare.
Oh my God.
Actual
Baton Rouge,
nightmare.
I couldn't even fathom. I've been down there one time for like a night, in and out, lost 45 pounds, had to leave. I don't think he realized what he was signing up for humidity-wise.
No.
I think he probably thought to himself on his trip down there, like, oh, this humidity, this must be today. It must be a bad humidity day.
Yeah.
And then when the next day's worse,
Yeah.
he's like, are we going through like a humidity storm here? And they're like, no, this is
every day.
This is
Coach.
every day.
All day.
He's like, Jesus, I didn't know they paid. I should have asked for a humidity clause in that entire thing. So obviously Brian Kelly is very hot down there, and he's building a team that's going to be great. We all have faith that Brian Kelly is going to make LSU good because of what he's been able to do at previous spots. But how about him saying Jayden's going to Washington just like that at the end? What does he know? Or is he just putting that into the universe down there with his family?
I wonder. I mean, because I doubt Dan Quinn's telling him, "Hey, don't worry, we're taking him number 2, no question, no doubt, we're doing it." Like, I don't think that's happening. But maybe Brian Kelly's sitting there, he sees the writing on the wall. He sees how people are talking and looking about him. Like, here we go.
Does
Let's go to
Josh
Washington.
Harris, Magic Johnson have any connection to Brian Kelly?
No, Michigan State. No, there's no connection there.
Cincinnati.
Do they follow the Lord like Brian?
I don't know.
I assume so.
Is that because that would
I've
be?
heard Magic say God bless him.
Yeah.
Yep.
He does.
I think Brian Kelly went to a few movies in some of the theaters that Magic owned during some of his time.
There we go.
Okay, Showtime.
Is he a Lakers fan, perhaps?
I don't know, but maybe.
Brian Kelly loved the Magic Johnson. He had a talk show for a year or two. I think Brian Kelly was a guest, maybe.
Okay, so that might be the connection. Maybe they know each other from the Magic Johnson talk show.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Feels that way.
But also, brand new ownership.
Yep.
Maybe they did go down to Brian Kelly and say, hey, tell us about this guy. And then after the meeting, they go,
Yep.
that's our guy.
We're taking him.
All right, thank you so much.
got it.
And then Brian Kelly's like, do you know what you just... Are you saying that to everybody? Or
So I can tell. Can I say that now? Can I put it out?
I'm about to go sweat my dick off, and I'm gonna go tell the world he's
Whole
coming to
world.
Washington if that's okay. And Magic's like, it's all you, baby. Of
course.
I'll put a tweet out afterwards. He goes,
Yeah.
Brian Kelly talking to reporters. All right. So Jayden Daniels going to Washington. What does that mean for number 3 with the Patriots? We shall see. And also, are they telling everybody that they're drafting him? Just like the Carolina Panthers told C.J. Stroud they can't wait to go play hoop with him whenever he was at his Ohio State pro day. Are they potentially, and this leads to a bigger conversation, I guess. Nobody has anything on any of these quarterbacks. I feel like there is a lot of sway ability here.
For all of them.
I think it's pretty volatile. Because unless these decision makers aren't telling anybody anything, we're hearing 14 different things from every different insider.
All the time.
NFL Network was like, Drake May's going to Washington.
Yes.
Right? Aren't we hearing? Are we
that
seeing it?
NFL Network.
DJ said that. Bucky Brooks said that.
Charles
and then
Davis.
Charles Davis, yeah.
Yeah, so the NFL Network, we don't know who they're talking to. They got Drake to the Commanders. But then you hear other people talking, and it's like Jayden Daniels is he's moved himself as the number 2 quarterback in this particular draft. It's like, well, does that mean the Commanders are going to trade and then somebody else is going to go up to get Jayden Daniels? It's like nobody seems to know shit this year other than Caleb's going 1, but polls wouldn't even guarantee that to us, and there's people doing it. It's like number 2 overall. These are the overall odds. Jayden Daniels minus 140. Now, his elbow is certainly going to be looked at, talked about, and I don't know how that happens.
No, that's wild.
I don't know how the human body ends up that way, but we had a guy on here yesterday whose left ring finger legitimately points directly out from where his head is.
True.
It makes no sense at all. It's almost as disgusting as AJ's hands. Jayden Daniels minus 140. Drake May plus 125. JJ McCarthy, who's been moving up, plus 250. Marvin Harrison Jr. Whoa. Maybe they go wide receiver at number 2. Maybe somebody trades up because they like Marv so much they want to get in there before all the quarterbacks get out of there. Plus 3,500. Caleb Williams, is he still around at 2?
That's the one to bet.
plus 4,000. Then Dallas Turner plus 8,000. It seems like that's a bit of a long shot. But if Caleb Williams isn't drafted 1, we assume he's going to get drafted number 2. If Caleb Williams is available after the first pick is gone, you assume there's going to be some action, even if the Commanders don't want Caleb Williams, which why wouldn't you? Because he comes back to the hometown. Plus 4,000 feels like some good odds. And plus 4,000 also tells me they think Caleb's locked in to go number 1 to the Bears.
Yeah, for sure. They're also saying that the Raiders and Vikings right now, and again, this is just rumor mill stuff that you read, but
Rumor mill.
just rumor. Sorry, we're not there.
Donnie
Dahn?
Where's
Don?
Working, of course. It's Friday. But no, seriously. The number 3 pick, allegedly, they're saying that is going to get hot, but probably on draft night, depending who goes to. That the Raiders and the Vikings trying to move up now, but that they might
Broncos.
up the ante. Broncos as well.
What are the
When
odds
they
for
get there.
Caleb to go number 1?
Minus 8,000.
Jeez,
Feels like a pretty good lock.
that's
So you
that's
have
doubled.
to you have to bet
pretty good.
$8,000 to win $100.
Might be worth it.
You know, $8,100 on the way out. You know, you walked in with 8,000.
Exactly.
You want to leave with more money or less?
You walked out 8,100. Can't go broke taking a profit.
No. Quite a risk, though. Just
Very risky. Do not do it.
Yeah,
No,
it's very
don't.
risky.
We do not want to
Very
get caught up in
risky.
this.
Now, Caleb Williams, the second pick at plus 4,000. That's something to think about.
Yeah.
Just a little sprinkler.
Just because
This is not a guarantee. No, the guarantee seems to be a minus 8,000, although nothing is a guarantee
No.
in this particular world. We saw it the other year when Mac Jones was supposed to go number 3 overall, and he didn't go number 3 overall. We actually were a part of lines moving from like minus 1,600
that was wild.
to like plus 1,000
Yeah.
or something over the span of like an hour and a half. Do you remember that, AJ?
Oh yeah. You guys were down in Florida, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were in Tampa in a living room, and we get a call from a source and says, hey, number 3 ain't Mac Jones. And we're like, who is it? Yeah, it ain't Mac Jones. All I know. And we go, excuse me? It's minus 1,600 or whatever it is for Mac to go number 3. It ain't. I'm just telling you. And we're like, all right. So we hang up the phone. That's 5 minutes before show starts. Show starts. We go live. Our source are saying Mac Jones ain't number 3. That is with pretty good information, not number 3. And then all of a sudden you see everybody at the sports books, except for the real slow one. Which one's the slowest sports book? Which one is it?
Hard Rock.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Normally they're a little bit slower than everybody else. You can kind of get them. All the odds makers are like, well, what do they know? So then they start reaching out. And then we doubled down again like 15 minutes in. Hey, we're being told, matter of facts almost here, Mac Jones not going number 3 overall. By the end of the show, it went from minus 1,600 to like plus 500 for Mac Jones to go number 3 overall. I forget the exact swing, but it was, so these odds makers don't know, they know what we know as well.
Yeah.
Unless somebody is plugged in illegally, which it wouldn't be
Right.
allowed somewhere at decision makers, the books can get got during these drafts.
Oh, yeah.
And they can sway with every piece of inside information that comes out. They're moving, so we can get them. We can get them if we find the right one.
We did see it this year in the NBA draft with Shams, or I guess that was last year, but already. But with the Brandon Miller, Scoot Henderson fiasco at number 2, and when he had the information that he had, and he said it into the microphone, I mean, all the odds changed at number 2.
Yeah. So the draft is gettable. We just got to make sure that we're smart about it and we read the tea leaves.
Always.
Always read.